What's up everybody, Jackson Galaxy, your cat daddy, and I want you to know that I've been paying attention to the things that you guys have been asking me to talk about. A recent poll that I did on YouTube said the next thing that you guys wanted me to talk about, and this was kind of a runaway, was what I call the bite out of the blue. Suddenly, you know, you're just sitting there all languid, hanging out with your cat, watching TV, you're kind of just petting. All of a sudden, she stiffens up, chomp, and I mean hard chomp, and then run. And you're like, what did I do? You know what I mean? What's wrong with you, cat? Just remember, it's your fault. Wait, I'll repeat. It's your fault. Today's quick tip is about petting-induced overstimulation. Sounds right? You're petting, you induce overstimulation, you get bit. So although there are a lot of theories about why cats experience petting-induced overstimulation, I like to err on the side of the physiological. And that is that cats have hair follicle receptors, touch receptors in their body, all over their body, and it can register the pleasure of being touched, which, by the way, is not a natural thing for cats. They learn to accept human touch at various points during their lives, and so it's something that's learned. But once it's learned, the body can accept these things. But in different cats, they have different thresholds where that pleasure can turn into pain when those receptors don't shut down. You know, they're fast-acting receptors and slow-acting receptors. Sometimes those fast-acting receptors just don't shut down, and then you have a cat who's suddenly like, oh, and bang, you get the bite. But the most important thing for you to know in that moment is that your cat is not choosing to do that. Their body is telling them to just make it stop, and they have to stop it. So that's the first thing when we talk about the, hey, cat, why do you hate me? And we start that whole tumble down of the relationship. And that leads me into our top 3 tips on how you can prevent, get around, deal with petting-induced overstimulation. So the first tip is know your cat. Just, you know, different cats are going to overstimulate at different speeds. Some not at all. You might be able to just absent-mindedly pet your cat for 10 solid minutes, and of course nothing happens. You could be able to get 5 pets in, and kaboom, your cat just goes off. Know your cat. Do it mindfully when you're talking about petting. Just don't let yourself space out. You want to know where they can be pet effectively, and when they start to kind of squirm under your touch. My approach with cats I don't know, cheek, head, neck. Once you get below the shoulder, even if it's just the back, you'll know that sometimes as you touch, there's just a little bit of a kind of thing. And I know a lot of us, and me included, have this tendency when we do the pet to go head to tail. We're actually doing the tail as we go. And some cats are totally cool with that. And some cats will be like, you touched my tail again, dude. And it's game on. Different cats have different triggers, sure, and different cats express those triggers differently. So look for things like what I call back lightning, the little creepy crawlies that go down your cat's back, just like that. Look for their tail to start twitching and then slowly getting into a bigger twitch as they're sitting there. You're seeing something like this, call it a day. Their eyes may dilate, their ears may start to pin back. You're gonna feel them stiffen under your fingers. Just know what that looks like, and that's your cat. Every cat is an individual, and they all will express that overstimulation differently. The second point is to leave them wanting more. It's always a great rule of thumb to not pet your cat until you're done. Just know when is the high moment there and pull away for a second. Your cat will let you know if they want more. They'll nuzzle their head into your hand. They'll push their body into your body. They'll guide your hand up their head, their ears. They'll let you know that they want more. Pull your hand away for a little bit and let them say, hey, human, not done yet. And in the meantime, they also decompress a little bit in that time that you pull your hand away. So leave them wanting more. Listen, I can tell you this, being a musician who worked in the field for many years. If the audience is happy, do an encore. Leave them after the encore. Man, don't do 4 encores, man, because then they're halfway to the refreshment stand trying to get their car out of the parking lot, that kind of thing. With your cat, it means, you know, biting and running. So leave them wanting more. So the third tip is the thing that you guys hear me talk about over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Play with your cat. Play therapy is the way I always phrase it. It's therapy. And with a cat, think about it this way. When you're dealing with your cat, it's either energy in or energy out. They are energetic balloons. And through the day, whether it's sounds or arguments that you could be having around the house or just the traffic of the house or lots of petting, we're putting energy into that balloon. And over the day, they just get fuller and fuller and fuller, and eventually they're gonna pop. So what you can do through play is make sure that you're always taking energy out of that balloon. Nothing takes energy out of the cat balloon, so to speak, any faster than the concept of hunt, catch, kill, and eat. Tapping into what I call the raw cat. And that's the way to do it with your cat. If you, before that sort of languid time at night where you're watching TV and petting, if you were to commit to some serious playtime, wearing your cat out. And by the way, if you want to know how to wear your cat out, check out this video right here on the concept I call boil and simmer, and that will wear them out. But once they're worn out, then they get into your lap, the overstimulation might be a little slower in coming. But the idea here is to use all three of these tips, a tapestry of approaches that are meant to prevent that bite out of the blue. So I hope this helps you guys. If your cat is prone to overstimulation, now you know what it is. So, can we say it again? It's your fault if you get bit again after looking at these tips, after applying these tips, and then you're really into what you're watching and you're just petting and suddenly you get bit. Let's hear it again. It's your fault. So go, make up with your cat and ask forgiveness for overstimulating them. Petting-induced overstimulation, that's the phrase of the day. All right, I hope that helped you guys. Until next time, let me know what you want to ask, and I will try to answer them like that, quickly. All light, all love, all mojo to you. Mwah!
Meow.